Mahoney, and welcome to Everyone Can Dance, the transformative power of movement and how you can harness this within your teaching practice. When I said that, what were your initial thoughts? And be honest. Unless you were from a dance background or you've had some experience in dance, most people's initial and immediate reaction may be to scoff and say, "Not me, can't dance." This is the first and one of the most important parts of this micro presentation, changing your own perspective on yourself. I'm not going to bore you today with loads of research, but I will provide some professional case studies on world-renowned choreographers and performers whose lives were transformed by dance and then in turn transformed the lives of thousands, if not millions of people through the work they create and their legacy. I'll include links to some of these and the professionals I have been inspired by at the end of this. Instead, I'm going to give you some real life working examples of how you can use dance in the classroom to embed core curriculum knowledge and what I think is the most important part, build bonds with your learners that enable them to really come out of their shell and to flourish in a way that you may not have seen before. As this is just a little snippet, I've aimed this at Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2 teachers, although everything can be applied across all ages. I use the same methods with preschoolers all the way through to my eldest dancer who's a gorgeous age of 104. So you're here because you're either using dance already or movement within your teaching practice, or you're intrigued to find out more, and this is where we start. The fundamentals of movement. We are born dancers. So the objectives and rules. It's really important that you set the objectives at the start of your sessions and you start to explore the topics through movement using action, space, dynamics and relationships. I'm going to come to these more later in the presentation to put the emphasis on the learner to create rather than to learn a set phrase or learn a routine. The learners are going to learn the tools and the think of it like your dancer's toolkit so that they can create and find their own way of moving and dancing. Now, it's really important to have really clear rules in your sessions. Lots of these will be rules that you can apply and take from the classroom. So next is really, what are you going to create your dance about? How are you going to help to possibly transform someone's life through introducing dance, or I quite often use the word movement. So you've got three options really. Your first option is a curriculum topic. So you can look at your curriculum for the year ahead and you can see where your learners might start to stagnate in their learning, or where you think that actually a bit of kinesthetic, visual and audible learning might make it easier for your learners to grasp what could be quite a complex concept. The book on the image on the left is from the Stone Age boy. And we found the action words in that text. So the text was being used as part of history, but actually we started to bring in elements of English because we started to look at what were the action words. So you can start to introduce what are adjectives, what are pronouns, and we use that to create their dance. So boy dance had lots of arm throwing gestures as if they were throwing a spear. There was lots of dodges and ducks as if they were dodging away from a dinosaur. There was some running and stopping sharply as if they were running away from something and they got to a dead end. We made caves out of their bodies, so we had some contact work. So it's a really lovely way to really start to ignite their imagination and And then, of course, you've got your enrichment theme. So this is where you kind of typically see dance in schools, at Christmas shows, summer fetes, students' awards. I'm not sure how much of that we'll get to do in this coming academic year, but hopefully we'll get to do a little bit. And again, almost any theme, you can explore it creatively. And I'm going to teach you how to use kind of building blocks to create a dance. So it doesn't matter if you're not a dancer, you're not creating it, the children are. Okay, and then you've got movement for movement's sake, and that's where you don't have a theme, there's no topic, and you're just going to use the building blocks to create a gorgeous piece of dance. And you might put that to some lovely music that you choose or the children choose. Of course, you can always just create a dance that is movement for movement's sake. One of the most important elements is to make it fun. I love this photo. These two boys were so hesitant at first about doing dance. And the third week they were jumping up, being my volunteers. I absolutely loved it. So you really want to encourage smiling, happy faces, working creatively, working constructively. So forget trying to create a sequence and learn a sequence, but instead place that emphasis on the learners creating their own short phrases in their own style. If Minecraft is still a thing, you'll probably see some Minecraft moves, but you can always encourage them to develop those. Can they change what body part is used? Can they change the level? Can they slow it down? And these are all parts of this building toolkit that I'm going to go through with you. The toolkit. This is like your little Bible. Action, space, dynamics, relationships. That's what all dance is, in all styles, all genres. Doesn't matter if you're doing Irish dancing or tap dancing, contemporary dancing or jazz. They're all made up of these 4 elements. And within each of them, they've got their own elements as well. So first off, we're going to look at action. So action is, what do you do? So it can be any physical action, but in dance, we've broken this down into 5 basic actions. And they are jump, turn, travel. Anything that moves you through the spaces, travel. Balance and stillness. So balance is a lovely one to incorporate. And for some children, being still is really, really hard. And for them, it would be a real challenge. And then the final one is gesture. So gesture is an everyday action. It could be, you could think like the OK sign or a wave or a hair slick, anything really that is a gesture. So they're your 5 dance actions. Then you've got your space, which is where you do it. So you've got your what, the action, the space, the where, and how you use that space. So you're facing, use of levels, low, medium, and high. You could repeat the same action on 3 different levels. Lovely. You've got use of formations for group work. And pathways, the shapes you make on the floor as you travel. So if you imagine that the dance space is a giant floor of sand, and as you travel through that sand, you're leaving shapes. That's your pathway. Then you've got dynamics. So you've got action, what, space, where, dynamics, how, and that's how you do it. So you could have the same action, you could take a jump. Actually, let's forget that. You could take a turn. You could do it on a low level, a medium and high level. So crouching, bent over and reaching up really high. And then you could change the dynamics. So one could be really fast. One could be quite slow. And one could be medium pace. You can change the weighting. Is it firm or is it fine? The space. Does your action travel directly to its end point, or does it take a little squiggle to it? What is the flow like? And then things like pause, suspension, accent are all little flourishes you might see children add in. And then finally, you've got relationships, and that's the why you do it. Is it a solo, a duo, a trio? How can you show the relationship between the people? Unison, so the same action at the same time in the same way. You could use canon, which is like a Mexican wave of the same action. You could use face to face, where dancers are facing one another. Or mirroring. Mirroring's a lovely one. Children love to do this one, and adults actually, where you're performing the action of your partner as if they are looking in the mirror. So I would love you to have a little turn at doing this. It doesn't have to be now, but it can be, whenever you've got chance. I want you to have a go at using all the 5 dance actions to create a short phrase that can be repeated. So I've created your actions for you. Just have a little go and see how easy. And then if you think, oh, actually, yeah, I quite like that, you could go back and change your jump, change your roll, change your turn, change it to a different balance, change the order. So you can mix and match this up. It's like a dice, mix and match it, change the order, repeat things, and there you go. You've got lovely little phrases coming together already. So finally, how does dance transform lives? Mira is a massive, massive success story she has totally transformed her life through dance. And she is now a dancer choreographer in her own right, recently performing with Lizzo at the Brit Awards. She is danced with and is one of the main choreographers for Sean Paul and Craig David. And she's really making waves as a movement director and a choreographer. And one of her most recent projects was with Elise, or Elise, wherever you're from and how you say it. So I wanted to share this with you.
My story as a dancer in this industry has given me some of my best moments and experiences in life. Being a young black woman with bigger assets on my body, I faced a lot of challenges within the dance industry. I wasn't always accepted or fit the so-called right look, which affected my confidence. I overcame all the negativity by learning to love myself and my body and understanding that my uniqueness is my power. Dancing for me makes me feel free, it makes me feel empowered and connected with my soul. It brings me joy hearing a particular sound of music, being able to feel the rhythm and the vibe within me, and moves me to express however I feel comfortable to. Through dance, I have gained so much confidence in general, which helps me with my everyday life. I have overcome all my insecurities and doubts and continue to be me, unapologetically.
That's it. We're all done here. Thank you so much for coming and viewing this. And I really hope it's brought you some joy and has been useful. If you have any questions, then please feel free to get in touch. My social media tags are to the side, or feel free to email me. I'm based in Wigan, Greater Manchester, but we now have the wonders of Zoom to help create those gorgeous worldwide links. So thank you all once again and enjoy the rest of the conference. Okay, so I've got another little challenge for you now. So an alternative to doing the structure is to just have free movement. So I've got a lovely piece of music called Dancing My Way. It's what was playing at the start. I've included a link to my happy playlist, which is all the songs which make me happy, which I've used a lot through lockdowns. And you just dance. So you close your eyes and you allow your body to move to the music, just like a baby would or a toddler would. They would respond to that music in one way or another. So have a little turn and see how that feels and see if that's something you'd be comfortable leading with your learners.